Right, next up, ladies and gentlemen, we have boxing over 5 2-minute rounds of action. Would you welcome first into the red corner, representing Spartans, DEC. 'And would you welcome his opponent into the blue corner, Nash. 5 2-minute rounds of boxing. Little in the red, Nash in the blue.
Five rounds of boxing, and as you can see, the slight height advantage there for Dean Little against Danny Nash in the blue corner. And Chris, as I said, this time our first boxing back to have 5 rounds of action, and immediately you can see Little in that southpaw stance, the taller of the two men, trying to walk Danny Nash down.
Nash, a very powerful striker, but he's undersized slightly in this matchup, which is very interesting to me. And right now, folks, we are going to see these 122nd rounds bring the very best out of both fighters.
Now you see, Danny's holding his left low to key off with his right, and that's not too bad because he's keeping his right tucked to his chin because he knows that Dean's danger hand is the left, so he can afford a little relaxation with his own left hand while he keeps that right tucked right to his chin. The danger for him is when he decides to throw the right. That's what Dean will have to exploit.
This at 84 kilograms, you can already see Dean looking to line up that left straight or the overhand, and this is an open stance matchup, southpaw versus orthodox, so you're going to see some different factors at play. But one of the most important telltale signs right now is the fact that Dean is head hunting, number one, and the second thing is that it's with that left.
Well, that's the thing, and Danny's doing the right thing. He's keeping that right hand tucked really up. As I said, he's got a bit of leeway with that left hand, but for me, he's got to step in. He's stepping away, and there's always the trouble that he's stepping into the perfect range for Dean. What Danny needs to do is step in and get his own hooks. He knows where his man is. Once he's inside, he knows where Dean's head's going to be.
I like how Little, though, turned away from the corner and got out back to the middle of the ring. He's controlling with the ring generalship, if you will, the middle of the real estate right now very well.
That's right, he's using the size, let's be honest, to try and have the intimidation factor, staying there, not moving away much, walking down. Very interesting opening round, with 4 more still to go, not just 3.
So if we look at some of the things that have been set thus far, you have to examine the fact that Little was able to line up Nash on a number of occasions. But was it the defense of Nash that was the most important thing to take away from that round?
I think Nash definitely needs that defense. We can see that at the weight, Little is the power man. But what I like about Nash, he keeps that right hand tucked up right. He knows the danger is the left hand from Little. He's got a bit of play with that left hand, keeping it nice and loose. But what I do worry is he's allowing Dean Little to dictate the range, and that's the dangerous thing for him.
And more importantly, control the ring with aggression. So watch to see how this one unfolds as we move into the second.
Round 2 of potential 5, and again, Dean Little walking his man down, taking center ring immediately. There's that generalship you talked about, Chris, in the first, but it's with a bit of extra venom here at the start of the second as well.
Absolutely nothing pulled back here. You can see, certainly having gone up a gear, Little looks electric there with that left.
Well, the problem for Danny is he's got to keep him away, so he's got to throw back. Now, it's all right, as I said, with that loose left hand. It's when he commits to his own power punch, which is the right, that he will be open to the power left hand of Dean Little, and that's the worry for him.
Little doing some nice rolling there. Some evasive maneuvers, but You just get the feeling like he's trying to gauge the distance with the initial combination, back off, pull back if you will, but then set up for the return off that.
Well, the one thing that makes this very interesting is Danny Nash has not been intimidated. And he's always looking for his own shots. Now there, despite everything that went on, the only punch thrown was actually thrown by Nash. And there's a bit of professionalism from Dean Little. But when he dropped the shoulder and then pushed it forward into his man, it's not necessarily legal, but it's a trick you see a lot of the pros do, and a lot of, oh, there's that left hand. That's the danger for Danny Nash in a nutshell there, Chris. That sums up this whole bout, when he steps in like that and then just solidly plants that left hand. He's done it again. And you heard the crowd. There was the danger. The second punch, it was on the cards.
With the pair of knuckles there that were breaking the sound barrier, it was the left, though, that did the damage. Man, we knew he was electric, but that was high voltage.
Chris, the first one was the warning sign. We knew that, and now he's under real pressure, Danny Nash here. We said that first punch, it gave the warning. The second one was like an Exocet missile, and it came through. That, in a nutshell, is what Danny Nash has to live through for the next 3 rounds.
And that was saved by the bell. Dean Little, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we have to go back to what we pointed out in the first. It was definitely a factor when it came down to the second.
He was walking his man down, but he'd also stepped up the pace and the power. Now, as we saw, that left hand through the channel is what he's always been looking for. Danny's done a good job of negating that, but the first one, just before the knockdown, was the warning. He came through, he sat through solidly. When they turned, the second landed just as we predicted, and he's very strong at the weight, very big at the weight. And for Danny, I can only see the same thing happening over the next 3 rounds. He's got to stay focused. He's got to try and find a way to turn defense into offense. But when he starts to throw that right hand, you can see what this man does with the left.
I think he's also got to stay off the ropes, if I'm honest. So we're going to see how that one goes down. Both fighters are now ready. We go on to another incredible round of action here tonight from London.
Third round, and Danny Nash knows what he's right up against now. As if he didn't before, he certainly doesn't there. The left comes through just onto the chest of Danny Nash, and it's a hard night's work for the shorter man at this weight. As Little stalks him, walks him down, and we know what he's going for. Throws the right as the targeting, and then it's the left, either as a straight or a hook. But what he's bringing now as well, Chris, was that shovel right hand to the body as well. Now that Danny's got 2 problems, he's looking for the left. He knows he's got a guard against it. So what does Dean do? He brings the right in to the midsection as well.
And after the count, you can see a grimace there. Nash so tough, but he's gonna have to really pick whether he stays with...
It's the body shots. It's his body shots, Chris. I'm sorry to interrupt, but that left went to the rib cage again. This is the second time he's down. It's the work to the body that Danny is having real problems. He's trying to breathe now. I think one more and Faisal will have seen enough. And Dean will target it again.
And like I said, Nash has to make a decision here. Does he stay with good coverage to the chin, or does he protect his body?
He's doing what any man has to do. He's throwing for the fences. He knows he's got to connect hard and strong because he's up against it. He's throwing caution to the wind. He's throwing what we class as haymakers, and I can't blame him. He's got to go for broke now. He's hurt twice. He's been down twice. Dean will pick off those body shots as he came down again.
And Nash trying to fight fire with fire. Little, though, having smelled victory here, pursues it like a shark in the water.
It's those left hands to the body. He knows what he wants. I think Dan had more success when he went for broke and just threw leather. Just throw the leather, because he's getting hurt anyway.
And you can see Nash trying to line up that evil left again, but saved by the bell. Well done here. Now Nash visibly showing the signs of battle. Undoubtedly down on the scorecards. You've got some time to work with, though, here.
Well, the thing is, He's very strong, he's very game. He's against a taller, stronger opponent the weight. It's like the one man's coming down to the weight, the next is coming up, and that power is telling. And it's the body shots, that left hand to the body. He's setting it up nicely with the right now. He's going upstairs with the right, bringing it down. But for me, Danny did the right thing in that middle part of the round when he was hurt. He went for broke. It wasn't pretty to watch. They weren't technically superb punches, but it was like the old-fashioned going out on his shield. He was looking to land that one punch that might turn it around.
And I think, judging by my scorecard here, unofficially at ringside, it's going to be a case where Nash has to go for it now. But he's got some time. 4 minutes left in the contest. Will he be able to finish his opponent? We will find out now.
4 of 5, and Little is in control of this contest. And as we mentioned, Danny Nash will have to throw for the bleachers, as they say, he'll have to plant his feet, and everything Danny Nash throws now will have to have a real hurtful intent, because he can't afford to take much more of this. He tucks up well to the head, he defends well to the head, but when the body's exposed, the power of Dean Little has really hurt Danny Nash to the body.
And Little really sizing up 4 and 5 punch combinations, as we saw there a moment ago in the corner.
This is the right tactic from Nash, Chris. He's got to, when he turns, and he does turn nicely, he's got to throw caution away now and throw leather. When he's here, he's got to throw.
But Little should also not be compelled to forget to dot the I's and cross the T's, because Nash is still dangerous, man. He's got time to work with, and you're looking at a guy who knows if it goes the distance, he's going to lose on the judges' scorecard.
That's right. He's got nothing to lose here. Exactly, Chris. And I feel when it is committed, when Dean commits to the left of the body, which is so hurtful, that's when Danny's got to really just throw the leather and catch him midway, because when he's throwing to the body, as you saw there, his face is exposed, and Danny landed a right to the face of Dean. And that's the thing, he knows that left is coming to the body. So when he knows that hand's going down, throw. Don't worry about it. Throw the right hand.
Nice tie up here.
He's done better here in the fourth.
And one question on my mind is whether or not Dean Little punches himself out. If he gets tired, that could allow a little bit of an opening for Nash. Nice right hand from Nash.
This is the thing, the right hand is the equalizer, and he knows that Dean, 9 times out of 10 now, is going to, oh, that was low, but he got away with it. That 9 times out of 10 there, he knows what Dean's going to do. He knows he's going for that body. As he throws, throw the right over the top. He went to there, he should have thrown it, because Dean does expose his face.
And it was a better round now. Danny Nash walks back to his corner. And that may have been a case, Malcolm, where we've seen some audit and exploit. And by that I mean, like you highlighted, the predictability of that left to the body. He knew it was coming, and he was trying to time his response.
Dean has become predictable for one reason only. He's having success. He's had success across the 3 rounds. That's why he's become predictable. What Danny's done is waited. He knows when that left comes down to the body, the face is exposed. He throws the right hand over the top when he can. He's landed cleanly on Dean twice. He's exploiting that, and that for me was a shared round.
And that's one of the interesting things about the combat sports, is when you do find success with a particular tactic, or moreover, you're in a position to be winning the fight, it can be that overconfidence in that can get the better of you. We've got 2 minutes left, and Danny Nash is a man on a mission. Final round here tonight, live from London, Warrior Fight Nights. Chris Hoekstra on the mic alongside Malcolm Martin. Malcolm, we're in an interesting time.
Well, Dean leapt across the ring there. He closed that gap and was in Dan's corner before he knew it. It was almost like he didn't go to sleep the last round, but Dan really decided to stand and trade with him.
And Danny Nash is firing on all cylinders right now.
Well, he needs a stoppage, Chris. As you said, he can afford to go for broke. He's got nothing to lose. Dean has racked up the points early in the bout.
Stiff left hand there from Little. Excellent stuff. And one of my questions in the last stanza was how much gas in the tank, how much fuel in the fire. Little looks pretty solid right now.
He does, but there again, there's a new spring in Danny Nash's step, because he's still here. It's the 5th, he's still here. He's still got a chance, and he had success in the 4th. And you can see now he's holding the right low, because he's waiting for Dean to unload with that left so he can just throw the right over the top. He's not even trying to protect that chin anymore, because he knows that he's going to lose anyway, one way or the other. But he can win if, in the middle of that, throwing the left hand there, if that right had landed, it's a totally different game. It didn't, but he knows he's got to keep trying that.
And the fastball right hand from Nash continues to try and find its mark, but the clock is running.
Yes, he's got better as the rounds have gone on, and now he had to eat an uppercut from Dean Little. It's a superb round because Danny Nash has decided to stand and trade with him, and that's the first time Dean Little's got through to the body with that vicious left hand. He repeated it just a second ago, but now every time he does that, Danny Nash decides to throw the right hand to the face of Dean Little.
What a fight. What a fight. Danny Nash has come out here and defied the odds after eating several repeat shots that would finish any lesser man, especially at this weight.
Oh, superb. And you know what? Rounds 4 and 5, he came into his own. Don't forget, in rounds 3, 2 8 counts from those vicious body shots, and he's still there at the end. He hasn't won it, but he's covered himself in glory there.
Ladies and gentlemen, before I make the official announcement on this one, this has got to be one of the fights of the night from these two men over 5 rounds. Superb action. But our judges are unanimous.